Number 18 is factoring once again. If we look at this problem, we have we have 9x squared minus 24x plus 16. The first thing that I would always start with is the t-chart because actually, no. 9, 24, and 16. Can all of those be divided by a same number? 9 can be divided by 3. Negative 24 can be divided by 3. 16 cannot. So, bummer. We're going to go ahead and off to the side. I'm going to try the t-chart. I love the t-chart. It is my favorite thing to do. For this problem, you kind of can't do the quadratic formula because it doesn't have an equal sign. You also can't really do completing the square because it doesn't have an equal sign. So what we're going to do is figure out what two numbers multiply together to get 9 times 16. I actually have a calculator now. And 9 times 16 is 144. Oh. And our b value is negative 24. What's interesting about this is the first thing that jumps out to me with 144 is that that's a perfect square. The square root of 144 is actually 12, which means that this would be negative 12 and negative 12, and that would work for the problem. And we could go and like break it up and see what's going on. Or we could, so the way that you would break it up before I like get into that, you could do this. And then from here you could do like the box, where you put them all in and see what matches. Or what you could do, even more fancy, is you could remember the perfect square trinomials formula. Some of you guys are like, yeah, no, that's fine. Whatever, it's okay. So you're gonna have a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And I wonder if this works. So let's see what the square root of 9x squared is. Well, 9x squared, that would be, I'm going to do this off over to the side over here. Sorry, guys. So square root of 9x squared, well, that would be 3x. Okay. The square root of 16 is 4. Now, way back when, I told you guys that whenever you're trying to do a perfect square trinomial problem, you have to make sure that these actually work. And the way that you make sure that it is a perfect square trinomial is by square rooting the first term, square rooting the last term, and then multiplying them together. So what I want to do is multiply 3x times 4, which is 12x. And then notice that there's a 2 right there. So what that means is I'm going to multiply this by 2 and see if it matches that term. Now, besides this being a negative and this being a positive, well, actually, that is a minus 2. So I'm going to do times negative 2. So because this matches this one right here, that means it is a perfect square trinomial. And one cool thing about the formula for a perfect square trinomial is that it is just a minus b squared. So we said that the square root of 9x squared was 3x. The square root of 16 was 4. So our answer is actually 3x minus 4 squared. And then if you look at the problem, answer choice D looks pretty great.